For the retrieval of the bodies of the 5 men trapped 890 meters underground at the Ekapa Minerals Mine in Kimberley in the Northern Cape is expected to start any moment. The 5 miners were caught in a mud rush incident last Tuesday. Well, the Minister of Mineral Resources, Gwede Mantashe, returned yesterday and says dewatering of that shaft has been successful, and the teams have now entered the second phase of loading stones and mud and will soon get to the miners. Let's go live to SABC News reporter Ulrich Hendriks, who's live to us from Kimberley. Ulrich, this is day 9, if I am not mistaken. And are you able to give us an idea of that recovery mission, which we understand is now underway? And I heard you say on our sister program Morning Live a bit earlier on this morning that the liquidation process is also going ahead. What say that to the families of those who remain devastated?
Hi, good morning, Griselda. Well, that liquidation process, of course, ongoing. The Minister, of course, showing his displeasure at that, while the retrieval process of the 5 miners trapped underground are still underway. Of course, the families are distraught. They're distressed that they have been told that the people are presumed dead. So, away with the rescue mission, they now in retrieval mode. So, a very distressful time for the families in the last 11 days since that mud rush occurred. What we've seen today, very, very quiet here at Ekapa Joint Shaft Mine. Of course, we saw about an hour ago some mine rescue equipment and people going through there. And so it's a wait-and-see game for now again, Griselda, because now we know that underground where the men are, the mud is a lot. The stones and are very large, and so a lot of that still needs to be cleared, and it needs to be safe for the rescue teams to basically go down, get to the men, and then retrieve them. So there's no timeline. I think the minister was a bit optimistic. He was briefed by the mine and was a bit optimistic that, this might go a bit quicker than anticipated. But it's a wait-and-see game. It depends on how large those stones is, the volume of the mud that the people have to remove from the shaft to basically, get there safely and retrieve the bodies. In terms of that liquidation process, what we also saw this morning as we were coming through was a lot of miners from Ekapa basically coming, taking their possessions and then leaving. A lot of them, that we tried to speak to, none of them actually wanted to speak on camera because they're still a bit scared in terms of this process, where it's going. But, the message that we got from all of them is that they were called into a meeting, told about the liquidation process, and told that, they're no longer coming to shift. And, so a lot of them also say they have no idea in terms of what is going to happen next. Are they going to be offered severance packages? And also, just to let you know, they still haven't received their salaries for February.
Perhaps,
and so apart from this, this disaster happening, there's a disaster happening in the greater Kimberley as well, because more than 1,000 people are jobless, and
Ulrich,
the people dependent on that more than 1,000 people who are now jobless. Griselda?
Yeah, Ulrich, I wanted to talk about that. We're talking about, what is it, plus minus 1,200 jobs that are now at stake. Talk to us a bit about that, and if you've seen any family members that have already arrived as this recovery process now gets underway.
Well, Griselda, like I said earlier, it's very quiet. I think we're about the only people. There were some of the miners who came to fetch their equipment and their belongings earlier. None of the family members of the 5 trapped men are here at the moment. Communication from Ekapa Minerals have also been extremely poor in the last 11 days since the incident occurred, I think they've only issued 4 statements, and they're very reluctant to actually speak to us one-on-one as well. So very, very little information coming through, from Ekapa Mining. They have shielded the families from the media. The interviews that we've managed to get with relatives of the men trapped down here, it was very, very difficult to get, because people, apart from the fact that they're very distraught, people are also scared about what will happen, in terms of support from the company. Just another thing, Griselda, while we're standing, and this is about where we are allowed to go, just about 100 meters that way is of course where the joint shaft is, where the 5 men are trapped. And you will see very, very little activity in terms of what we can see, because it's blocked by buildings, and then so while it's quiet here underground, of course there's frantic activity as those mine rescue workers, of course, go underground and of course try to remove that mud and stone to get safely to the workers that remain trapped under there 11 days on. Griselda?
Yeah, and Ulrich, in addition to the devastation of losing their loved ones, you did touch on it a bit earlier on. I did say you've got about 1,200 jobs that are now at stake, in addition to the agony and the pain that these families have to go through of those that have, at this point, we can say have lost their loved ones, because this is no longer a rescue but a recovery mission. Additional workers who do not know what tomorrow will bring. You did indicate that they'd not received their salaries. There was a meeting that took place. They don't know what is going to happen next, but it certainly looks like this liquidation process is going to go ahead. So it's a double blow for some of these families.
Yes, indeed, a double blow indeed, and it's one that this city, this province can ill afford, and of course the families as well, because now you already 1 month that you don't have a salary. People now need to scramble in terms of paying their bills, buying food, etc. So a very big blow in terms of the people who are now effectively jobless once this liquidation process happens, because they're not sure also. They're also not sure about, will they be called back after the rescue operation? Just in terms of the very few jobs that will remain as they hand over or sell to another company. So a lot of uncertainty, not only for the family of the 5 trapped men, but obviously also for that 1,200 mine workers and of course their families. Just Griselda, I've also just to mention that, in a time of crisis like this, the residents of Kimberley have come together. We've seen, basically all the schools in the city doing a donation drive for the 5 trapped men and their families, but also for the 1,200 people that are now jobless. So they're looking for donations of food, for money, to basically, alleviate the pressure of this disaster inside the mine, inside joint shaft mine, and of course the disaster that is occurring with that 1,200 people now jobless.
And I mean, Ulrich, you've been on the ground, you know much better than I would in terms of, what authorities are saying about the investigation. Let's start, with this and exactly what happened there. Is there any accountability that will be taken anywhere? What do we know of the investigation at this particular stage? Well, the Department of Minerals have sent people who are overseeing, they're looking at it. The investigations have basically started. So there are people at the Ekapa mine looking into what happened.
from the department side. We have seen last week the arrival of the Department of Geoscience. So the minister asked them to come to basically find out, once it's safe, obviously, where the water is coming from. Is there potential for more mud rushes? We know that Parliament's Portfolio Committee last year visited this very same mine and basically cautioning management that, this, you guys need to be safe because this area this mine actually has a history of mud rushes and is very prone to mud rushes. So all of those, I believe, would be taken into account as they start this investigation. Of course, the investigation into what happened, what caused the mudslide, geoscience, where is the water coming from, and of course, is there potential for more mud rushes to occur in the future? And because Ekapa now abandoning this, but another company might take it up in next year, in the next 5 years or so. So apart from investigating what happened, they need to make sure that they find out exactly what happened, so that it doesn't occur in the future should another company decide to reopen this mine.
Ulrich, thank you very much indeed for your work. Ulrich Hendriks, on the recovery of the 5 men trapped underground, at least their bodies that are trapped underground at the Ekapa Minerals Mine in Kimberley for over a week now. That process to recover their bodies, we understand, has already gotten underway. Our colleagues not able to move too close to where that recovery mission is taking place. Obviously, you would understand that particular terrain, needs to be navigated by those who are able to ensure that they are safe in that particular area.